Logic Hog is back. After getting a little bit to eat, I'm feeling a little better because it's time to make Moriana happy. After giving her a little laugh and emotional support, pleasing in more ways than one, it is time to please her again with a transfer of money. So we're just throwing another $100,000 her way. Did I hit the zeros right? I don't know. I wasn't counting. 100,000. Bam. Okay. So we still have enough kind of sitting in our wallet. And we made the company, we effectively doubled the value of the company. Why am I using a shovel? I have a roller. I don't know. I'm not thinking. We're on out of ore. We don't have to think. It's digging a freaking hole on a computer. Not only that, but we're pretending to dig a hole in crappy, foggy, rainy weather. How's that fun? How can that possibly ever be fun? Ooh, I just noticed something that I want to kind of look out for. I was wondering if the vegetation respawns over time or if it respawns on loading the game. And so far, even in these like little patches of grass that are left over from the our deforestation of this work area, I don't see any bushes or anything like that popping up in the grassy textures. So either they have like a area where it's like, oh, you must have a consistent area that's grass in order to have a plant grow here, or it's over time. Not sure yet. But I do distinctly remember other games that I've played on Out of Ore before bothering to record it, where plants pop up like in the middle of cracks out of nowhere, like in the building, just because that there's a grassy texture there. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for that. I just noticed that as the plants start to fall from me taking the dirt off the top here. I'm really kind of thinking it's like, is this worth putting a conveyor belt system and just like mining over there where it just shoots out into the hopper? Shoot with a C. Chute. I don't know if it'd be worth the money at this stage. We're not having to drive too far. We're not really pushing a huge load or anything like that either. It's just kind of a little bit annoying to have to drive up the hill. There we go. I flatten that out. That'll probably break the other side of the hill. So I say that's a good shelf height for like one vehicle. The highest a front loader can handle. So once I level this off, that'll kind of be our reference point. Where like this is the highest the mine gets. Because again, like digging over here, this is just dirt. It's just dirt. We're not making any money off of this just plain dirt. And so again, I'm like, I'm sitting here What you guys don't realize is I'm like wrestling with myself. I'm having an existential crisis over what's more efficient. Is it worth it to like lose half the profit on regular dirt by just shooting it directly into a sell point? And I was thinking about replacing the wash bin, or whatever it was called, with the other, with the sluice or something like that, because one of them keeps the ore inside of it, and the other one shovels everything off into the storage, which pay dirt doesn't produce a whole lot of gems, so the time it would take to clog up the storage of the sluice box. Let's see. Production. Yeah, sluice box. Because it keeps everything inside of it and only ejects dirt. So that way, I mean, we don't even need to put dirt into storage, or rather, I would put the dirt into storage and then we just fill the storage with dirt, and then the excess goes out of chute directly into the sell point. So technically we have an entire storage bin full of dirt in case we need it for construction purposes. And then everything else, we're not really caring about how much profit we make off of it. And so it's just discarded. I don't know. Right now, our facility is doing what we need. Oh, almost went on two wheels there. Production facility is doing what we needed. It's performing as intended. It's doing its job very well. So, I'm just thinking for the future. The only thing I'm really thinking also is the adjustment into making this a drive-over hopper for rock trucks and stuff like that. But again, we're not really having to drive very far, so not that big of a concern. I'm just trying to plan in my head how long it'll take to make that adjustment, how much money it would cost. Because I'm kind of leaning towards using my money to get a better front loader. At least a step up from this like bare minimum one. How much did that cost? Vehicles. Loaders. Well, this one's 230 for 10 cubic meter bucket. 7.3, 7.3, and 6.5. I think that's what we got right now. Yeah, 6.5. Yeah, so I need to fork over 234,000 for that 10 cubic meter bucket, because we got a long way to go to get to level 45 before we get the big boy. That's like just double that. That's 21 and a half. Ooh. So, you know what? I'm making the executive decision. We are in money-making mode. We can always take that money back out of the company, but I do not want to displease Moriana. That is her money. It's not for us to play with. We must increase Moriana's glory. The more money we give her, the more powerful she becomes. Just like a chaos god in Warhammer. The more you believe in her. So let's focus on pay dirt, because we need those gems, and more specifically, we need the gold. We're going to get more gold out of the pay dirt. But this tiny bucket, man, oh. You know what? Screw it. We're taking out a loan. I'm doing it the hard way. Because we can't take back Moriana's money. I mean, if you want to, and, you know, you can roll the dice and suffer her wrath. But, no. Not for me. I'm her favorite. I am going to get $100,000 out. And then we have enough to buy the Arvik L11. Let's see how much better or worse it is. Because this is as good as it's going to get for a while. It's a little bigger. It's got stairs in the back. But look at the bucket. Ooh. That is bigger than the other one. This might be a little more satisfying. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take Old Faithful here. And park it right next to the roller. Make sure to lower the bucket. Parking brake on. Make it look like it's supposed to be there. There we go. And we'll power wash it eventually. But look at this. This is brand spanking new. I don't need a power washer. I just need to buy a new vehicle every time I want something looking clean. Ooh, this is bulkier. Look at how wide that thing is. That's probably where the extra volume of the bucket comes from, but I haven't driven this before. Let's see how it handles. Let's take it slow. Big early bucket, overload. It's definitely not as bouncy whenever it's overloaded. Just because I think it's so freaking huge. Oh yeah, I gotta back up a little bit for that bucket. That's gonna take some getting used to. There is a noticeable feel difference just having the bigger vehicle on the screen. Take it slow, full scoop, and a little trickles out. But it's pay dirt. Which, oh, that reminds me. Pay dirt needs to do something. So, yeah, we got a lot of ore now. It's, how fast is that processing? Oh, yeah, it'll be done shortly. Let's see, how are we doing on silicon? Does silicon do anything for us? I don't know. Okay, we can make it into rubber, which is why we need the coal. So, you know what? Let's just grab a thing of coal, stick it into the smelter, because we know that silicon and coal will make the rubber, but gold and coal don't do anything. So, gold we can just sell straight up. That's cash product. Gold, diamond, ruby, silicon. $45 minutes more gold. All right. Slow and steady. Diamonds. 17 minutes of diamonds. Rubies. 45 minutes of rubies. Ooh, big difference. Oh, well. I guess it's over double the amount. Makes sense. Rubies do go slower, though. But this is where I'm like, you know, for the sluice box, if I take this wash plant and make it a sluice box, all the valuable stuff is just going to stay in here, and then this is just going to be a dirt storage. tempted to do that, and it's not that expensive. I think it's only like 7,500 bucks. Which I could sell a stack of dirt and get that. Another thing that I kind of want to do, and I'm planning to do it in the future, is again, oh my god! Okay, I'm gonna have to be a little more careful with the bucket on this baby. Someone else on YouTube added some lights around their mine, and it looked really cool. I want to do that. Problem is it's going to take a while for this to get to nighttime, and I don't really want to fool around with the weather or anything like that, because I'm here to dig. But it did make the mine look a lot more like a working area. You know, just like the barriers do, it kind of gave it a sense of environment, which looked really cool. Because the lighting in this game is done really well, with one caveat, that the light doesn't extend too far. It's beautiful. Especially at night. These things are bright, and they have like rays sticking through like foggy air and everything. But the light doesn't actually extend very far. So it's not really that useful. Where I'd almost rather drive around in the dark, because the lights are so intense also that they kind of blind you out. Like give you a washout of the screen. There we go, that's the distance. That's the sweet spot. The other front loader, I was putting my tires like right up on the edge every single time. This one I need to kind of back off. Whoa! Okay. Let's go back down. Ooh, definitely a balance difference. But it's like I'm sitting here going, should I set it up where I have a hopper that kind of just perpetually moves with me, and just every 4 tiles or so I kind of extend it, and that's just my like designated dumping point, and then it always goes back and just dumps into this hopper, so that I don't have to back all the way out of the mine every single time. Again, it's not really that bad right now. I'm just trying to find ways to make it just a little bit better. Because I'm just having fun digging a fucking hole. So scoop, and that's good enough for me. But no, you guys want to see the game mechanics. You want to see me min-max it. You want to see me strip the Earth of every resource. Sorry, not the Earth. Planet Transsexual in the galaxy of Transylvania, I think it is. Or am I getting that backwards? I don't know. But basically strip mining this for all of its resources, one scoop at a time. And like, yeah, that's the ultimate objective. But the real objective is to just freaking have fun doing it. And so if you're not having fun, you're watching the video wrong. Go watch a video on the proper technique of how to watch a video. They're all over YouTube. Yeah, like if you just didn't hear me say that, you're doing it wrong. So, you might want to go looking. Again, it's like every time I crack a Rocky Horror Picture Show joke, it's like picturing some like 15-year-old who's been sheltered their entire life because their parents are afraid to let them have internet access on a smartphone due to OnlyFans. Going up to their parents and being like, "What does transsexual mean? Is that another name for the earth?" Yes, honey. Yes, it is. Oof. I do like the wall right there as kind of like a left-hand barrier. I don't like the fact that it's made up of coal, which I'm like, eventually I'm gonna dig that out. I don't know whether we're scooping pay dirt or regular dirt right now. I think this is pay dirt. I know it is right here. But it's like it's only really distinct whenever it's in direct sunlight and or the textures are right next to each other where you can like tell the distinct dark color like on the bottom of the road there in the flat area. Like it's really easy to tell right there which one's darker or lighter. But in the shade, like even the pay dirt looks a little darker. It's like I watch other people play this game and they make huge factories and stuff, you know, like Satisfactory and Factorio level, just conveyor belt spaghetti nests. And some people make super realistic, like underground mines and stuff like that. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of, is like jumping into multiplayer and people take this a little too seriously. Whenever I'm just sitting here going like, just let me dig a goddamn hole. But it would be fun to play with more people. Whoop. You know what? It's getting a little bumpy there. Let's go ahead and flatten this out. Not too much. Well, actually, holy cow, this looked a lot smaller from the vehicle. I forgot how much bigger that vehicle is. Where it's like that almost warranted the roller. Yeah, this thing's massive. You just lose a sense of scale with how big this vehicle is. And the scoops too. I mean, like we are saving many trips. Because what? We jumped from 6.5 meters cubed to 10 meters cubed. It's just under a 40% increase. It's a big difference. We're saving a lot of trips. We're shortening our time required to complete the task. Oh, I don't like that like little kind of slope that's forming on the left there. I'm debating on whether to level it out myself or I don't know, might be time to look at a bulldozer, I don't know. But oh, I forgot. We took out a loan. Uh-oh. Because I just looked at my cash and I'm like, why is my cash going down? The interest on the loan, dumbass. So we need to handle that. We need to make a cash product. I don't think I sold the gold yet. So I think I can just crank out like with the 500 gold I have in my inventory and just go ahead and take that loan back. I don't know. We'll see. Let's check that right now. Sell gold, only 40,000. Okay. How's everything else looking? I have some dirt in my inventory I don't need. Let's keep the dirt. But let's just go ahead and let the processing plant do its thing with the silicon ore. Oh yeah, we have a lot more gold now. In fact, we have a lot more dirt that I'm just going to get rid of. Gold, rubies, silicon, diamond. Yeah, we got a lot out of that pay dirt. Now it's all entirely dependent on how fast we can process it. So gold is going to be cranking out for a while. We got rubber, which again, I don't know if I need to keep rubber. Do we need to keep rubber in order to like manufacture tires or anything like that? I don't know. What I do know is that diamonds and rubies are just cash. So let's go ahead and let those wash boxes do their thing. As I also sell the ridiculous amount of dirt that we had in storage. All right, we're close to being able to pay the loan off. It was 100,000 for the loan. No danger of running out of money. We're just kind of slowly, it's a leaky faucet dripping drip by drip. And we can tolerate that for a little longer. As I scoop, and all of the plants scream out in anguish, just like I'm screaming right now. God damn it. But you see that entire scoop just spills out, and nothing is created from it? Man. Alright, I need to take consideration into the shape of the mine and the quality of the surface. So, there. Arvik 11, I think it is, needs to return to inventory, which means I need to not be in it. It's fine. I can fix this. Flatten this out. And then just get the massive helicopter come and bring it back. Just like real life. Just waiting for the Uber chopper service to deliver your front loader to your front door. And then have the person ring the doorbell, even though it informs you whenever your order has arrived. And you have a confirmed picture. And you're like, why are you ringing my doorbell? I don't want to talk to you. In fact, I would prefer not to. Because I had to instruct you personally how to enter the gate code in my neighborhood. Even though I've already filled that out in the instructions. And you asked for the unit number for my apartment, even though it's already in the address. I am angsty today. I need to dig more. Ooh, but see how, like, oh, this is bouncing around a lot. And we've already tipped over. So it's like, I don't like the bouncing. Should I pave the bottom of the mine? I don't know. I don't want to. I do want to pave the entrance and exit to the hopper. But I'm glad we found more coal, just digging straight forward, like that. Again, I'm planning on keeping a stash of that, because I don't want to run out of it, so I can keep processing. But, I want... Alright, new objective. I'm going to pave the hopper. I know I'm going to need to do that eventually. So might as well plan for it, might as well take, you know, active steps towards completing that goal. The problem is, I need concrete. And I've kind of given myself an unwritten rule that I can't just buy a concrete floor. I need to make the concrete floor. And so it's only okay to buy the bare resources. Like it, just like with the wood, it was okay to buy a stack of wood. And so, because I could just rip it from trees. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to buy like blasted rock or something like that. Run it through my processing plant. And then eventually like take the steps to turn it into concrete. Which I'm like, ooh, how am I going to do that? Oh, god damn it. Be smarter. Mine smarter, not harder. At least we didn't lose the scoop. So, probably going to have to expand the processing plant in order to start handling different ores and rock. Because again, I'm pretty sure I need water in order to make concrete. Ugh. And see, this is causing me to think. This is after work. I don't want to think. You know, I just had something to eat. I'm feeling good. I'm digging a fucking hole. I don't need to think. I don't need to plan. I'm just gonna dig the hole. Logic Hog's out.